someone literally took Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and put zombies in it. Public domain, he was allowed to do that. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I thought it was with the execution. But it sold a lot of copies, like literally over 1 million, I think like 1.25 million copies. So the publishing industry at that point was more open to kind of, the weirdness that I like to write about. So I thought, how can I get in on this? How about the Catcher in the Rye zombies? And I was like, nah, J.D. Salinger is the most litigious fuck in the world, so forget that. The Great Gatsby zombies. No, can I imagine going up to F. Scott Fitzgerald like, dude, look what I wrote. That didn't happen. And I had one of those 4 in the morning ideas. The Beatles. The Beatles as zombies. So, backtracking for you Beatles nerds who aren't Beatles nerds like me, in 1968, a DJ started a rumor that Paul McCartney had died and was replaced by look-alike, sound-alike William Campbell. Not making that up. And the headlines and the magazine articles and the newspapers, it all said, Paul is dead. That was the big, Paul is dead, Paul is dead. So 4 in the morning, I'm lying there, Paul is undead. That's my zombie. I had a friend at Simon & Schuster. I called her up and I said, Paul is undead, the British zombie invasion, let's do this. And she said, write me 5 pages. I wrote 5 pages and we did the deal. So since the zombie trend was pretty hot, Simon & Schuster did a really good job of promoting it, and we got a whole bunch of pre-publicity press. So that's fast. And I get an email about 3 months before the book comes out from, let's see if I can remember this, he was the Hollywood reporter for the Sunday London Times, or the Sunday Times, what was it? He was just basically the London Hollywood showbiz guy. He sent me an email and said, can I talk to you about Paul is Undead? And I'm a complete bore, so I said yes. Absolutely. So we did the interview, and I basically just told him what I told you guys about how the zombies are popular and I love zombies, blah, blah, blah. At the end of it, he says, so I got a story to tell you. I was at the BAFTA Awards a couple weeks ago, which is like the British Emmys and Oscars all kind of wrapped up into one. And I'm talking to Jason Wright, who was pretty hot off of Up in the Air at that point. And I was congratulating him, Jason, great job, it's a wonderful movie, blah, blah, blah. And Sir Paul McCartney walks over. Now this guy's like 30-something, and he's like, it was the first time I'd ever met a Beatle. It's like, oh my God, you're meeting a Beatle, what did you say? He said, well, it's an honor to meet you, Sir Paul. Have you heard about Paul is Undead? And I'm like, dude, you met a Beatle and you talked to him about my book? Nuts? Well, what did he say? Paul said, well, we put all that Paul is dead rubbish to bed in the 60s. I'm very clearly alive. And the guy's like, no, Paul is undead. It's a book about you guys as zombies. McCartney just looks at him and goes,